Good evening. Thank you for taking time to listen to 5 Minutes in the Word. This is Pastor Nathan Brown. The devotion this evening is coming from Daniel chapter 1. Verse 8 says, "But Daniel purposed in his heart he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself." Now Daniel, at a very young age, was taken into Babylonian captivity. He was ripped out of his world, ripped out of his way of life, and brought into a foreign country where they didn't worship God. They didn't follow the religious practices that he grew up with. And he knew what religion and what practices the Babylonians had. And so what he did in his mind and in his heart is he prepared his mind and his heart ahead of time to know what to do and what not to do. He knew that he wanted to serve his God, that his God was the one true God. And even being brought over to a foreign country and brought into a place that is totally opposite of where he was raised, he still purposed in his heart that he was going to serve God. He was going to serve God and God alone. So he requested that the prince of the eunuchs would allow him to do something besides eat the king's meat and drink the king's wine. Let's jump down to Daniel 1, verse 11. "Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had sent over, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech ye, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants." So he consented to them in the matter and proved them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink and gave them pulse. Now this was probably a bold move, but he requested that they be allowed to have water to drink and vegetables to eat, rather than have the king's wine and the king's meat. And he said, "I want you to test us for 10 days. And after these 10 days, I want you to see who is fair, who is healthier, who looks better, who looks like they're benefiting from either the water and the vegetables or the other people's benefiting from the wine and the meat." Well, after this 10-day period, Daniel and his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the names we know them by, looked fairer. They looked healthier than the ones who were eating the king's meat and drinking the king's wine. So from that point on, they allowed Daniel, then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to have their their vegetables and their water, because that was what they requested and it was benefiting them. So what I want us to catch from these verses is, number one, we need to decide ahead of time what course of action we're going to take in our life. Are we going to follow God and stand firm on God's word and stand firm on our principles, no matter where we're at, no matter what situation of life that we're in? And number two, when it comes to that situation and we're actually faced with that situation, are we going to stand firm on it, knowing that sometimes it may not work out your way, but knowing that no matter what happens, you will look better in the end and you will be stronger in the end, spiritually and maybe even sometimes physically. But God will bless if we purpose in our hearts to follow him, to serve him, and to do what he wants us to do, no matter what the consequences may be. We can learn a lot from Daniel if you just read how he lived his life. The first 6 chapters of Daniel concentrate on his life. Take time, just read the first 6 chapters, and I pray that God blesses you through it. Have a great night, and God bless you.